Toronto's #1 hit music station.
KiSS 92.5.
Hey, welcome back to Toronto.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to bring Prism to Canada.
And congrats on going platinum.
I appreciate that. That is a nice color, especially since the record is named Prism.
Yeah. And
It's very platinum-esque.
when you are coming off of an album like Teenage Dream, where you have 5 #1 songs on the Billboard Hot 100, when you are in the process of putting together Prism, do you think about things like that? Is there pressure to put together the right songs, to write the perfect songs, and have that on one album?
I don't like to do anything so perfectly.
Yeah.
Perfect is a word that sets you up for failure because nothing is ever perfect. But I don't let that kind of idea come into play when writing a record because I know I could never duplicate Teenage Dream.
Right.
I don't think I can. I think that it was a combination of great timing, great songs, and some lucky stars,
Yeah.
So I think I just need to continue to tell my story as an artist and share my perspective on the world and the way I see it, and hopefully continue to make people dance, make people feel strong and inspired, and make people feel this kind of emotion.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you some of my favorite songs on the album.
Thank you.
Unconditionally, of course. This Is How We Do. That's
Yes.
my all-time favorite song on the record.
Thanks.
Birthday, Dark Horse, Ghost, and Roar, of course, as well. Do those songs, any of the songs on the album taken from personal experience, or do you write music based on maybe something that you've heard from a friend or a family member? Where do you draw the inspiration from?
That's interesting. Most of them are autobiographical,
Right.
but sometimes they're tailored with some kind of some extra storyline. Maybe they're exaggerated a little bit, or to paint a picture, I have to add things or take away things. But most of them are just my life experiences, and I don't really know how to write any other way, but I believe that people really relate to the songs because they're coming from such an honest place.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I kind of collect all these ideas in a little voice recorder that you carry around to
Yeah.
make these interviews. And what happens is I go on tour and I collect these ideas, whether it's words or phrases or idioms or parts of speech or double entendres, and I put them into the recorder and I transcribe it. I have it transcribed every 6 months.
Oh, wow.
And then I kind of go through and I highlight and I see if anything is still interesting.
Yeah.
But I get a lot of titles. Like I got Legendary Lovers out of an email exchange I had.
Yeah.
And it just kind of popped out, it illuminated from the email. And I was like, oh, that's going to be a title of a song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there one song on Prism that when you look at all the song titles or you think about your process of recording that means the absolute most to you?
Well, they all mean different things in different ways. Walking on Air makes me dance. I'm pretty proud that I picked a beat like Dark Horse. That's unusual. I love Birthday because it reminds me of like a young Mariah Carey. I love This Is How You Do. This Is How We Do because it's the nostalgic throwback.
Yeah.
I love By the Grace of God, which is a song on the album that ends the album, because it was the first song I wrote when coming back to the drawing board, and it's actually one of the only songs that has a little bit, it's seemingly dark, besides Ghost is kind of dark as well, but I think I was so honest with myself and so vulnerable and so willing to be kind of revealing that I get the most comments and the most, thank yous from that song.
Yeah.
From the fans.
And then with a song, it's you never know when a song is going to catch or what song is going to catch with the audience. And a song like Roar is the perfect example because it's caught, right?
Taken on a life of its own.
And like, somebody may use that song, may listen to that every single morning because that's their song to motivate
That's their
them
mantra.
to take on the day. Or someone may actually
take on the crappy day.
That
the crappy
song,
cold.
like, somebody like Olivia Wise, that was a song that meant so much to her, and she took it, and it just made the song completely different. Mm-hmm. Do you, when writing music, make music for that kind of reaction? Like, do you know that you're going to get that kind of a reaction?
I could not necessarily call it like that. I know that when I've written something special, I get a physical reaction in my body where I get just goosebumps all over my legs and my arms, and it hits me in this part of my heart where you know, my intuition goes, this is going to mean something to somebody
Yeah.
or to a lot of people. But I could never have imagined that, you know, someone like Olivia would take the little strength that she had and go into the studio and record it and touch so many people's lives, because really what she's saying is, I choose to be positive in this darkness that I'm, you know, living in. At the last moments of my life, I choose to be a light rather than to be angry or upset, or, you know, I choose to be inspiring through this song that has inspired me. And so it just makes me so happy that, you know, this song has that kind of power.
Yeah. And finally, what would you like to say to all of your Canadian fans listening right now?
I'm so excited to bring my tour here next year. I am gearing up for it, and I love my Canadian fans. They have always been such incredible supports, so supportive to me in my career. You know, I get some of my first number ones in Canada. You guys are like ahead of the trend.
Of course, we're running things.
And
right
also,
now.
I got 17 stitches here, so
That's right.
That's right.
Partying after the MMVAs.
That's right. I partied too hard, and I ended up in stitches. That's
There
what
you go.
happens.
There
Don't
you go.
drink, kids.
Katy Perry, thank you so much for joining us on KISS 92.5.
Thank you.
Toronto's #1 hit music station.
KiSS 92.5.